Hello, my name is Grin, and this is my beard. Well, what am I pulling out of my beard today? The tangle that has been chafing the sides of my chin. Uh, Recently, there was a UAP, UFO Congressional hearing. Uh, what was it, the 13th? Just a few days ago? Where the government was talking to some major officials about the government withholding UFO UAP evidence from the people of the United States, and how they felt like it was something that shouldn't be done. They think some of this should be more open and dissertated to the people in some way or shape. Excuse me. So I want to tell my story. I'm no stranger to UFOs and UAPs. I'm from Arizona, and if you don't know, Arizona is like one of the major hotspots for UFOs and UFO paranormal activity. Um, and there was that dumb movie Fire in the Sky about that guy who made up this whole story about being abducted by aliens. But at any rate, there's a lot of weird stuff that happened in Arizona having to do with UFOs. There's the Phoenix Lights. If you haven't heard of that, Google that. I still have some pictures and whatnot that I took on my old on an old camera of the Phoenix Lights, but they weren't very good quality pictures, so it's not even worth showing if I could find them. But I was there when that happened. Now, before that, us go way back because I was 17 or 18 when I saw the Phoenix Lights, and before that, way before that, I was what 12 years old, and no, less than that. I was like 10 or 11 years old. 10 or 11 years old. This is the first time I had ever had this idea of UFOs and aliens and stuff like that. Um, never crossed my mind about UFOs and aliens until one day I was sleeping. I had a bedroom, and my brother had left the house, and I had basically taken his bedroom. And then he came back, and he was basically sleeping on our couch. And one night, I had a waterbed too as well. It's not really important, but back in those days, we had waterbeds. So I was sleeping in my room, and I woke up just in the middle of the night, and was super thirsty, just crazy thirsty. I got up, went into the kitchen, uh, turned on the faucet, and just drank and drank and drank. And it was just like I couldn't drink enough. I was so thirsty. Kept drinking and kept drinking, and then I stopped drinking. And I looked around, and I was like, this weird feeling, like something's watching me. And then I came out of the kitchen area into the living room to see my brother sleeping on the couch. Uh, and I was like, okay, so it's not him. He's asleep. Uh, so I went back to bed, and I just had this weird feeling that there was something in my room or something watching me or whatever. I was looking around. It's dark. Can't see. My window didn't really have much of a, a what do you want to call it? Window blinds. No window blinds. I didn't really have. You could still the light could still come through really easily, but it was really dark. Just the street lights, and then I at some point in time I couldn't stand it. I was just like, this is so weird. This is too freaky. I don't know what it is. Couldn't even now it's like what the heck was going on in my head? I don't know. But then I got up, went into the living room, and told my brother, hey, dude, I'm so freaked out by something. I have no idea what it is, and it's just freaking me out. Could you, like, do me a big favor and just like, I don't know, come and keep me company and sleep in my big ass water bed, uh, so that I can get to sleep. And he's like, no, 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 no. I argued with him for a little while, like, please, please, please. And then finally he was like, okay, fine. And he got up and he came into my room and he laid down on my water bed. And it wasn't about 30 seconds later, he gets up and he says, nope, I can't sleep on this thing. And he went back to the living room and the sofa. And I tried to lay down there and be like, okay, well, I could just fall asleep. And I couldn't do it. Just couldn't get to sleep. So I went into the living room again and I'm like, Greg, my brother's name is Greg. You got to help me out, man. I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, just lay here, stay here. Lay down, grab your blankets and lay here. And I don't know, watch TV until you fall asleep. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So I went into my room, lights on, lights on. Grabbed my blankets, went into the living room. My sister was asleep in her room. My parents were asleep in their room. They never woke up, so I was being pretty quiet. And I laid down in front of the TV in front of my brother laying on the sofa, and I didn't turn on the TV at first. I just left it off, and I laid there looking at the TV, and I all of a sudden saw this face in the reflection of the TV. And I remember what I saw. I just don't know what the hell it was. At the time, I didn't know what the hell it was. I saw this face with like these really big eyes, and that's what I saw. And I looked, and there was nothing there. I was like, what the hell? And I got up and I went over to my brother and I'm like, Greg, I saw something really weird and the TV was a reflection, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, just turn on the TV and fall asleep to the TV. And I'm like, oh, okay, you have no idea what I saw. That was crazy. He's like, hey, yeah, I don't care. I just want to sleep. And then I turned on the TV and it was like Looney Tunes or something like that on TV. I don't even know. But yeah, Looney Tunes. And then all of a sudden, well, my brother went back to sleep. And then all of a sudden, I saw this really super bright light coming through the Arcadia door that we had in the living room, going to the backyard. It's just super bright, like crazy bright. I don't think there's anything that can make such a bright light. At least at the time, I was thinking that. And then I go over to the door and I'm like, I have no idea what this is, but I have to look. And I moved the curtain and I look out the Arcadia door and it's the sun just blaring down, just super bright. The sun. It's like I did not think I had been awake that long, but apparently I had been awake that long. And the sun was like lights, super bright stadium lights shining into the the living room. Of course, yeah, the sun's very bright, but it was already all the way out. It wasn't like a sunrise. It was there was the sun. I don't even. It must have been like 9 o'clock or something like that. It was the sun. What was 9 o'clock? What? No, it wasn't 9 o'clock. It was still early. It was still pretty early morning. I guess it was maybe a little bit earlier than that. Maybe it was like 7 or 8, somewhere between 7 and 8. But yeah, apparently this whole thing that happened to me uh, happened in a seemingly very short time. Because well, then again, I have no idea exactly when I woke up. I think I remember waking up and seeing that it was like 12 or 12:30 when I first woke up. So all of that happened somehow within 7 or 8 hours, and I didn't get any sleep that night. But the crazy thing was I didn't know anything about this, and then uh, the next few days I was just like, "What the hell was that?" I didn't feel it again. I was able to sleep okay, but I was still like freaked out about it for the next week or so. And then a few weeks later on TV, like Unexplained Mysteries or something like that, there's this whole episode about aliens or something. And I'm like, I saw that. That's what I saw. I saw that. And I'm thinking maybe this show was on and I had seen it before, or maybe it was like because yeah, that was what I'd seen. I don't know. But yeah, that's my experience. And here's the messed up part. After that, every night I was always scared that something was going to come and get me. And from that night on, I woke up thirsty all the time. I could not. I I had to have a glass of water above my bed on my bed headboard, a glass of water there because when I woke up, I would always be crazy thirsty. And that lasted for years and years and years. In fact, to be honest, it only stopped. That feeling only stopped when I moved to Japan. It stayed with me wherever I went in the United States until I moved to Japan. Even when I moved up to Alaska for a short time to stay with my brother, that feeling didn't go away. When I went to California, uh, didn't go. It was still there. It was always there. But when I came to Japan, it stopped. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I grew up. Maybe it was just like uh, now I'm on my own for reals because in Japan it's I had no family to like go to. I had when I was in Arizona, at least if I needed something, I could go to my sister's house or my brother's house or my friend's house. But in Japan, it was like I didn't have anybody. So if something weird were to happen to me, nothing. I have no means of communication with anyone that I knew in the states at the time, and it stopped when I came to Japan. So I don't know. Is that what does that say? And then I had this crazy theory, crazy hypothesis because somebody who was it? There's a YouTube channel with this guy named Skylar. Was called uh, I think his name is Skylar, but he has this UFO thing. He got in a bunch of trouble or did something and stopped doing a whole bunch of videos. But he was for a time doing a whole bunch of videos. Oh, Secure Team 6 or something like that. Secure Team something. And one of his videos was talking about how the United States has had a treaty, or this is just the story that he was researching, that the United States had a treaty with the aliens to allow them to uh, abduct people from the United States or in the United States, American citizens, in exchange for technology or something like that. And I'm thinking, listen, wow, it's because when I came to Japan, that that feeling and all that weirdness stopped. So uh, maybe, maybe. But I have gone back to the states, and I didn't have that same feeling when I went back to the states for a short time. So I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, there was a long time for that, and I've seen so many UFOs. I mean, Phoenix Lights is one. Now, Phoenix Lights was cool because I was in Black Canyon City, and I was going into Phoenix, and I could see the Phoenix Lights in Black Canyon City, which is like 30 miles, 30 or so miles north of Phoenix. And then when I got into Phoenix, they were still there, and they were still just as far away. It was like you could see them from. It felt like you could see them from the anywhere in the state. Uh, and so that was really cool. I was going to Phoenix to watch a movie or something like that when I saw them, and then that night when I got home after the movies and whatnot, after the movie, oh, I don't even remember what movie it was, but anyways, after I got home, um, it was all over the news about the Phoenix Lights and what Luke Air Force Base was trying to say probably was like flares. It was a night maneuver, and they were dropping flares or something like that. And they were not flares. I'm telling you. It takes 30 to 45 minutes to drive from Black Canyon City to Phoenix, and that whole time they were in the same spot. They were there. I could see them. So if there were flares, probably they've got some really awesome flare technology. That's all I can say is their flare technology has really improved leaps and bounds because it stayed in the air and it stayed bright for over half an hour at least. So that's what was in my beard today, just because of the UFO UAP congressional hearing second, I guess it's the second congressional hearing trying to expose the truth about UFOs. Hmm. Well, maybe we'll get some truth. Maybe we won't. I doubt it. Anything that has to do with the government is going to be, yeah. Um, need to yeah. It's you're not gonna they're not gonna tell you anything straight. You'll never get a straight answer from them. Plausible deniability is the name of the game. All right, so that's my beard crumb for today. I hope you enjoyed that one. Bye.